Hey Booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. Happy Friday. I have already made this video multiple times. One time I completely went through the editing process, the uploading process, and realized like, nope, I still don't have it right. So this is my last attempt. For those of you who have never gotten to the end of one of my videos, I end my videos by encouraging everyone to be kind to yourself and be kind to others. And I've been realizing lately the need to be kind to others because I don't know what's going on in their lives. There is a lot going on in a lot of people that I know in my quote-unquote real life, as well as my social media life. And so, yeah, I have just been thinking about those people a lot, and also I just been wrestling with some of my own things. Nothing health related. My family's fine. Jason's good. Like, anyway, I don't even want to go into it because it's so silly. But I made things worse for myself, I realized, by not doing my homework about a book, and also not being brave enough to DNF it. I should have DNF'd this book, and I'm a little irritated with myself, frankly, that I didn't DNF it. It is not the author's fault. So I should have DNF'd H is for Hawk by Helen Macdonald. This book has 3 prize stickers on the front of it. It's full of glowing blurbs. I did finally read the flaps, and maybe if I'd read the flaps, maybe I wouldn't have read it, but I read this for PeopleApril, and so I'm glad to have participated in that event, and I do hope that I can sneak in another book before the end of April. I went into this book blind. I'm not sure why I would do that with nonfiction. I don't think it's necessary. I don't know if I'm making this up just so I have like a way to talk about this book. I feel like when I'm reading something, like I need something in the book to latch onto. There needs to be a character that I really care about. There needs to be some driving force, like something that I am holding on to, that I'm waiting to experience or learn. And I did learn from reading about this book, which is actually about a woman who trains a hawk in England, and talks about, it's nonfiction, of course. She talks about training this hawk after her father dies unexpectedly, and her father, like, there's very little in the book. If you're worried it's a grief memoir, I would not consider this a grief memoir. I have read grief memoirs that involve animals, and her father is not very present in this book. And maybe she just couldn't go there, which is fine. She also drags T.H. White into the book, because in addition to writing The Sword and the Stone and The Once and Future King, T.H. White also was a falconer, and wrote a book about training the same kind of hawk, that Helen Macdonald has in this book. And you guys, I just, like I said, I should have bailed. Because it stressed me out so much to try to finish this and to get through it. I mean, 10 pages was like a struggle, which is I'm a slow reader, okay? I recently did a video, I was like, slow readers unite, like stick together. Yeah, and I don't think there's anything wrong with reading something slow. But for me, like my typical reading pace is about 40 pages an hour. Sometimes as I near the end of a book, I gain momentum. Sometimes there are parts where I'm reading less than that. But anyway, but this book, like I said, there was just nothing for me to hold on to in this story. And maybe it's because I appreciate wild birds in the wild. Like I don't think we need to have a hawk in our house, like so that it can kill rabbits that are just going to be fed back to the hawk. Like it's just a very strange idea to me, I think. And I am not familiar with anyone who's into falconry. It must be huge in America, as well as England. But yeah, I saw a group of wild turkeys today, and you know what? I just appreciated how crazy and beautiful and wonderful it is to live in a place where you can see giant birds like that, and turkeys are not birds of prey, although I suppose maybe if things were really bad, they'd much rather eat corn though. But yeah, so I've seen osprey, I've seen eagles, I've seen hawks, and I can just see them and appreciate them for what they are and their importance in the ecosystem. I don't think we need to train them, and I apologize if I'm like offending some unknown falconry group out there or whatever. Like it wasn't the right book for me. It's not Helen Macdonald's fault. It's my fault because A, I didn't have the courage to quit when it was stressing me out, and B, I didn't read anything about this book before reading it, and that is so the blame lies with me. That's what I finished this week and what I should have DNF'd. A book I am not going to DNF, although it has been much more challenging than I expected, and that is Elizabeth Gaskell's Mary Barton. And I'm doing this as a buddy read, and I just want to say for the record, if I am doing a buddy read with someone, I will never give up. I will never ever give up. I had 2 people bail on me in buddy reads, and I was so stunned and shocked that they would just be like, well, we're just gonna quit reading the book. I was like, well, I went on and I finished the book, and did I get rid of the book? Yeah, I did get rid of the book, but, yeah, so I don't know. But anyway, Elizabeth Gaskell, I know that she has the power to write great novels in her, because I love North and South. I love Cranford. They're not perfect, but there's some really, really wonderful things in it. And I think my buddy reader has been enjoying this book a little bit more than me, which is great, and that makes me feel good. Anyway, so I am going to be taking this with me on my vacation, and hopefully I will be done with it the next time I talk to you guys. I'm spending the next week with my parents, and I told myself like, oh, like I'm not gonna film anything, and I'm just not gonna bother with it. I really would like to make another tag video before I go, but I don't think that's gonna happen. If it does, it'll just be like bonus. But otherwise, I will be back at the end of the month. I found out today though that my mom and I are going to a place that I just really hold dear in my heart, and I actually called them on my cell phone today and was like, would it be okay if I filmed there? And they were just like, oh, let me check. And they got back and they're like, yeah, it's fine, you can film. And I'm like, so now I'm like, well, maybe I will take some footage. Yeah, it was really, I'm really excited about it because I haven't been there for quite a while. So there may be a video from my time in with my parents. In addition to taking Mary Barton, I am going to take 2 more books with me. You guys know how I am when I go and stay with my parents and I take 6 books and don't finish anything. But this week I started reading, and I'd only read the first 2 chapters in this, and so I just reread those, and I started reading Little Weirds by Jenny Slate. I initially thought this was a collection of essays, but it's more memoir, so this could be another peopleapril book, and so far, you know, like Jenny Slate, she's just very, very funny, very smart, and so fingers crossed that this will turn out to be good. And then I am taking the surefire, I have absolutely no doubts that I will enjoy this book, and that is Miss Reed's Thrush Green, which actually I think starts at the beginning of May. So this is really good timing for it, but I know that everything is going to turn out well. Everything's going to be fine in Thrush Green. I have the next 2 books in this series, so this is one of those series that I'm hoping to get at least a start on this year. It's part of my goals. But yeah, I feel slightly bad that I don't have footage for the coming week, but I know you guys will be fine. There's so much other stuff to watch. I also wanted to just say, a booktuber was unhauling H is for Hawk, and I asked them for it. They gave it to me. They had not read it, and I really appreciate that booktuber doing that for me. That was super nice. Whoever owned it previously did underline a few lines in it, and there's a few annotations, very small, at the back of this book. But if somebody out there is really wanting to read this book, I don't know that you would have made it this far in the video, but nonetheless, if there's somebody out there in the United States who would like a copy of this book, please let me know in the comment section, and I will send it to you eventually. Not till May, probably, because like I said, I'm gonna be gone. But yeah, I'm really excited for when I come back, and I will give you guys like an update on my reading, and hopefully I'll have some things finished. So it's gonna be exciting, and there could be crazy special footage that I don't normally have. So anyway, I would love to hear from you. Please do give me some patience in responding to comments, because I am gonna try to just set the cell phone down and not be looking at it all the time, so while I'm with my family. And yeah, so give me a little bit of patience, but I would love to hear what you're reading, what you've read for peopleapril, what you thought, what did you think of H is for Hawk? Did you love it? Was it a great reading experience for you? Why do you think like was it just my expectations were off and that ruined the book for me? I'm not sure. I'd love to hear. I'd love to know, because I know some of you really do love that book. Anyway, so please share with me down in the comment section. As always, Booktube, if you don't feel like leaving a comment, you can leave an emoji. You can give this video a thumbs up to say hello. I do appreciate it. And I will be back in another week with a video. So in the meantime, don't forget, Booktube, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.